When thinking about moving, there's a big choice to make either the city or the country. To me, there is only one answer: the country. There's no noisy neighbors keeping you up at all hours of the night. Living in the country offers you more space, there's less crime, it costs less, and it is better for your health. When buying a home in the country, you have the opportunity to decide if you want a lot of space or a little yard. In the city, you don't get much of a chance to have a big yard. Some neighbors are so close that they could look out their windows and watch your TV. Neighbors aren't that close in the country. Think of all the space the kids or animals could have to play. There would be plenty of room for them to run around and chase each other. The dogs could have space it needs compared to having a small fenced-in yard. There would also be room for gardening, building sheds, and so much more. Although the cost of living in the country isn't cheap, it still costs less than living in the city. A study done by James Curry was completed in Pennsylvania to look at the cost of living for the city and in the country. The study found that people who lived in the country paid less for things from groceries, transportation, and even health care. But the biggest difference in the prices was the cost of housing. There was an overall difference of 12.7% in the cost. Another reason to live in the country is it is even better for your health. The brain functions differently when being out in the country. Living in the city can overstimulate too many regions in the brain. These regions regulate emotion and anxiety. In an article from 2011 in Nature International Journal of Science, scientists believe this is why there's more mental health problems seen in the city. Living in the country causes the brain to be less likely to experience that kind of overstimulation. Obviously, living in the country doesn't prevent mental illness, but you will still avoid some of the increased risk factors that you face in the city. Lastly, the best reason to live in the country is because of the lower crime rate. Living in the country, you are less likely to be a victim of a crime than you are in the city. You are 2.5 times more likely to be a victim of violent crime in the city. The average annual crime rate from 93 to 98 was 74% higher than in the country. There are many reasons that living in the country is a good choice, but the main ones: you'll have more space, save money, it is better for your health, and there is less crime. This is why you should live in the country over the city.